southwest of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, almost in a direct path to make landfall, maybe there around Cape Hatteras, moving northeast at about 14 miles per hour. Even though it's a Category 1 hurricane, it's still causing major problems out there. A lot of the problems are obviously the wind speed, the storm surge, and the rainfall, heavy rainfall. The track takes Hurricane Dorian with those winds at 90 gusting to 115 northeast at 14 miles per hour by this afternoon at 2 o'clock. Will be well out in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of the Outer Banks at that time. And then tomorrow morning, early in the morning, way up there off the coast of the mid-Atlantic states and eventually heads up there towards Nova Scotia, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Sustained winds at 90 gusting to 115 miles per hour. Any questions right there? Okay, no question. If you have any questions, obviously let us know here on Facebook. Take a look at the radar picture, and you can see the extent around the Outer Banks. That is really gusty winds gusting up to hurricane force strength, over 70 miles per hour along the Outer Banks, over towards Ocracoke, Nags Head, Cape Hatteras, in that area. Then you can see the heavy rainfall tracking into that northeastern corner of North Carolina around over towards Bertie County, Shawan County, Perquimans County, that northeastern corner. That's where they've had some flash flood warnings in effect up there. So the potential for not only the high winds, but a lot of the situation with the flash floods. And this is the center of circulation about right there, approximately at this time, right now at the moment, about 25 miles away from right there. That's the Cape. That's Cape Hatteras. We talked about this. It juts way out in the Atlantic Ocean. It's almost the prime target for hurricanes anytime. Hank?
Someone asked if that was your Jeep in the ocean.
My Jeep in the ocean? Can't take credit for that, but whoever did that, sorry, pal. It is in, yeah. Once again, 25 miles approximately from Cape Hatteras, and you can see back across into areas around Ocracoke, heavy rain. So storm surge, the heavy rain, the gusty winds, still a major threat to those very fragile barrier islands out there on the Outer Banks. And Highway 12, if you've ever been out there, it'll be completely covered in the sand and water from the extent of what's going on. But this is that northeastern corner of the state right now. I've zoomed in to show you from Elizabeth City all the way up to Moyock, over towards Hertford, into areas. That's the area that they're going to see the potential for a lot of flash flood situations up there. In fact, we have flash flood warnings in effect for Camden, Currituck, Pasquotank counties right now. They're getting tremendous amount of rain. Rainfall rates up to over 2.5 inches per hour. So it's going to cause a lot of problems with flooding in those areas, that northeastern corner of the state. Then we have flash flood watches in effect for the rest of that region, all the way from those areas towards the Outer Banks. And that includes areas down just to the north of Morehead City in that area. This is Carteret County. That's a flash flood warning around Carteret County over towards Morehead City. So a lot of very heavy rainfall out there. Now, as far as landfall, a lot of people know, what does it mean? This is the official definition. It's the intersection of the surface center of a tropical cyclone, and that means a hurricane, with a coastline. So it has to be the center, surface center, makes that connection, that intersection right there to be officially making a landfall. That's why we're still thinking the potential is there for the Outer Banks, Cape Hatteras, for that to happen, eh?
Someone's wondering, will there be any rain at Concord, Salisbury area?
No, as far as local forecast, we're no concern about rain here. It's going to be dry, it's going to be hot, it's going to be humid with our temperatures in the low 90s. So all that rain is really in the eastern part of the state, northeastern part of the state. Winds gusting right now. This is out there at Cape Hatteras. That's winds right there at hurricane strength, almost 70 mile per hour winds gusting out there at 70 miles per hour. Around the Cherry Point area, 68 mile an hour winds gust over there. 46 at Washington, 33 at Greenville. So we've been talking about the Outer Banks. Yes, that is a major threat. Could cause a lot of major problems there. But this storm system is so powerful that all the way back into the coastal plain of North Carolina, we're getting some very high winds where there is warnings in effect over there, tropical storm warnings in effect from Washington, Little Washington, North Carolina, over towards Greenville and East Carolina. Some gusty winds there. Up around Elizabeth City, there in that northeastern corner of North Carolina, just south of Virginia, winds gusting to 56 miles per hour, 35 mile an hour wind gust, even at Wilmington, North Carolina. So that's the issue that we're dealing with right now, some very gusty winds.
Someone wants to know, are there any other storms behind Dorian that could have an impact on the Carolinas?
There's a number of tropical situations out in the Atlantic Ocean, but nothing anywhere close to us threatening this area right now. But we are right in the middle of hurricane season, right in the middle of it, and September can be busy, October, so got a long way to go. Winds once again 90 miles per hour, moving northeast at about 14 miles per hour. Center of circulation approximately 30 miles, just a little bit less than that, from Cape Hatteras, right there at the Cape itself. It can make landfall out there, maybe within the next couple of hours. We'll see about that. Questions?
Any chance of severe weather with these storms today on the coast?
On the coast, what we're looking at, once again, there is a potential. Now, the tornado watch has been canceled, but anytime you have a hurricane, just like we saw yesterday, it's a series of thunderstorms. And with severe thunderstorms, sometimes these tornadoes respond. We haven't had the reports today like we did yesterday with all those violent storms that hit the northeastern corner of South Carolina and southeastern North Carolina from, say, just around the Wilmington area over towards New Hanover County, Brunswick County, all the way down to Horry County around North Myrtle Beach, where they had some major damage from the tornadoes. At the moment, I think what's going to happen out there, you're going to see a lot of very heavy rainfall, potential for flash flooding. You're going to see high winds. You're going to see storm surge. So it's still a major threat to the coastal sections of North Carolina. This is Futurecast. We take you through this morning right into, say, about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Maybe after 1 o'clock, you can see it turning away from the Outer Banks, but headed out in the Atlantic Ocean. But as you can see, you get that counterclockwise circulation. So around 1 o'clock, we're still going to see around the Nags Head area up towards Corolla and that area in the Outer Banks, a very heavy rain. You're going to see storm surge, maybe up to about 4 to 6 feet storm surge. This is the Outer Banks are barrier islands right there at sea level. So that's why there's a lot of concern in that area. You have a lot of the folks up there are concerned about the horses out there on the Outer Banks for whatever reason. If you look back in history, they have this sense about them to know what to do, and they go a bit inland. They know how to do that, and obviously those horses can swim. So I know there's been a lot of questions about that as well.
The only other question people asking locally for the weekend.
Yeah, locally for us over the weekend, it's going to be, as opposed to the Outer Banks in northeastern North Carolina, it's going to be a pretty nice weekend. That storm system by tomorrow tracks away. It's gone and out of here. And looking back across the Charlotte metro area, our part of the world, we're looking at temperatures all weekend with sunny skies in the low 90s. That's your Facebook Live. More coming up on NBC Charlotte and WCNC.com. Have a nice day and a great weekend.